The Galactic Union had existed for 10,000 years. Dozens of ancient civilizations had joined, each bringing knowledge, technology, and wisdom. But one thing was always kept hidden: warp drive blueprints. The warp drive was the most precious secret in the galaxy. Civilizations were only given the finished ships, never the designs. It was too dangerous, too advanced. Even species who had traveled the stars for millennia could not understand the core mechanics. When humanity was discovered, they were seen as latecomers. A young species, still carrying scars of war, still too emotional, still too reckless. The Union allowed them entry, but only as observers. They were given old freighters with sealed warp cores, never to be tampered with. The Council whispered among themselves, "Humans are curious, too curious. If they ever see the warp drive's heart, they may break it or worse, replicate it." So the decision was unanimous. The humans would never be shown the true design. But no one told Earth that. The starship Aurora was on a diplomatic mission when it happened. A meteor shower struck hard, breaking through the shields. The crew managed to survive, but the warp core was damaged. The alien engineers panicked. The warp drive was sealed with quantum locks and self-destruct failsafes. To them, opening it was impossible without special codes from the Council. The alien captain trembled. "We are stranded. If we tamper with it, the failsafes will destroy us. The Council will send rescue in 3 months, but humans don't wait 3 months when their lives are at stake." Lieutenant Marcus Hale, an engineer from Earth, walked into the engine bay. He looked at the humming, damaged warp core. Its surface pulsed with energy, circuits flowing in patterns no human had ever seen. The alien captain warned him, "You don't understand it. You must not touch it." Marcus only smiled faintly. "We'll see about that." The humans gathered tools, simple things, scanners, wrenches, even old notebooks. They circled the warp core like hunters studying prey. For hours they watched it, recording every flicker, every surge of light. Where the aliens saw mystery, the humans saw patterns. Marcus spoke softly to his team. "It's not magic. It's engineering. Somebody built this thing, which means it can be understood." The alien crew watched in horror. "It took our species 1,000 years to even power it safely. Humans cannot hope to." But then something strange happened. The humans began comparing it to things they already knew: fusion engines, particle accelerators, even car engines back on Earth. They broke the incomprehensible into simple steps, like puzzle pieces, and within days they were not only understanding it, they were improving it. The warp core had layers of locks designed to collapse if tampered with. The alien crew expected disaster, yet the humans moved carefully, testing each layer with precision. When the failsafes triggered, they built bypasses. When the energy surged, they redirected it. They worked without fear, as if failure was never an option. Captain Lurok, an alien with centuries of spacefaring, whispered to himself, How can they adapt so fast?" Marcus finally opened the last panel. Inside, the heart of the warp drive pulsed like a star in miniature. His eyes widened, not with fear but with wonder. "It's beautiful," he said quietly, "and broken in 3 places. No wonder it stalled." Instead of panic, instead of reverence, he reached for his tools. And then humanity did the unthinkable. They rebuilt the warp drive from memory. 3 months later, when the Galactic Union rescue fleet finally arrived, they expected to find wreckage. Instead, they found Aurora waiting calmly at the rendezvous point. But the readings stunned them. HFY, warp signature, was different. Faster, cleaner, more stable. The Council ships hailed them immediately. "How is your vessel operational?" "Your drive was damaged beyond repair." Marcus answered simply, "We fixed it." The chamber of the Council erupted with disbelief when they heard the full report. "Impossible," shouted one elder. "The locks, the failsafes." "They would have destroyed themselves," cried another. "No species has ever unlocked the design, except us." And yet the humans had done it. Not by accident, not by stealing codes, by raw curiosity and relentless determination. Debate shook the Galactic Union. Some called it dangerous. If humans can rebuild a warp drive in weeks, what will they do in years? They will outpace us. They will surpass us. They must be contained. But others spoke with awe. They did not copy us. They understood us. No other race could adapt so quickly. Perhaps they are not a danger, but a hope. Meanwhile, on the Aurora, the alien crew had changed. They no longer looked at the humans as reckless children. They saw something else. Builders, dreamers, pioneers who could see order where others saw chaos. Captain Lurok finally approached Marcus. His voice shook with respect. You took apart what we swore could never be touched. You rebuilt what we thought untouchable. Why? Why risk everything? Marcus looked at him with steady eyes. Because we were stranded, and because no lock should stay closed forever. Part 7. Humanity's Legacy. The Council could not ignore the truth. Humanity had crossed a line that no species before them dared to approach. They were no longer observers. They were innovators. The Union finally admitted Earth as full members, but with caution and with fear. For humanity had not just repaired a warp drive. They had changed the rules. In time, whispers spread across the galaxy. The humans see what we cannot. They build where we fear to try. They do not worship technology, they master it. And so the legend began. That day was remembered not for war, not for conquest, but for a single act of defiance against the impossible. For the first time, the galaxy understood who the humans truly were. Not thieves, not children, not threats, but dreamers who turned mysteries into tools, who refused to accept limits, who rebuilt the impossible with their own hands. And the story spread with one simple phrase. We hid our warp drive. Humans took it apart and rebuilt it instantly.